Hong Kong is better than Singapore in the freedom of speech. The United States Human Rights Report published in 1999 has the following assessment of Singapore's press freedom. In practice, the government significantly restricts freedom of speech and of the press. Government intimidation and pressure to conform result in the practice of self-censorship among journalists. The government's authoritarian style has fostered an atmosphere inimical to fully free speech in the press. p.6. UNESCO has reported on more than 100 countries and found that freedom of the press has a high correlation with the degree of economic development. Countries with higher competitiveness usually have more social and press freedom, such as the Nordic countries. Between 2005 and 2004, Singapore's Media Freedom Index dropped from 140-167 to a record low of 150-180 this year. Last May, the government introduced new regulations to strengthen the regulation of Internet content. According to the ordinance, whenever a news report is involved, a website with at least 50,000 page views per month is required to apply for a license to continue operation. To apply for a license, the site is subject to a performance bond of $50,000, US $39,400. The license is updated yearly. The authorities have the authority to request that the site remove problematic content within 24 hours. Singapore ranked 135th in the 2011 Press Freedom Index, way behind Hong Kong, which is in 54th place. Till this day, there is only one designated spot for public speeches and gathering in Singapore. Comparison between Singapore and Hong Kong with chart. In the sphere of civil liberties and press freedom, Singapore is a laggard, but the government has no qualms about it. Though both cities are classified as partly free by Freedom House, Hong Kong's civil liberties is rated 2 whereas Singapore is rated 4, 1 representing the most free and 7, the overview in Singapore. Also during the year, the authorities stepped up efforts to suppress critical voices online. Bloggers and website editors faced charges. The freedom of expression and belief in Singapore is 9/16. The government maintains that racial sensitivities and the threat of terrorism justify draconian restrictions on freedoms of speech, but such rules have been used to silence criticism of the authorities. All domestic newspapers, radio stations, and television channels are owned. The overview in Hong Kong. It is a political standoff over the degree of autonomy and democratic rule in Hong Kong remained unresolved in 2015. In a decision the previous year, the Standing Committee of China's National People's Congress, NPC, had authorized the self-governing territory to hold a direct popular vote for its chief executive. For the freedom of expression and belief in Hong Kong is 12/16. The Basic Law upholds freedoms of speech, press, and publication. Residents have access to dozens of daily newspapers, international radio broadcasts, and satellite television. Foreign media operate without interference. Mainland China's internet censorship regime does not apply in Hong Kong, and residents enjoy unrestricted